What's up, YouTube? This is TDrinker79556 with this time of Wrestling Corner. What I'm seriously considering doing is doing this once a week and covering all three brands plus TNA at the end of the week. But I'm going to start out this time with last week's trivia question. I asked you what was Cowboy Bob Orton's finishing maneuver. And the correct answer is the superplex, which in fact is a suplex from the top rope. It's not used as a finisher much these days, but it was then. And it was very potent for Orton. He had a lot of victories with that move. And this week's trivia question, what was the original Sheik's finishing maneuver? We're going to roll back in time a little bit for this. I imagine most of you already know the answer to that one, so we'll see. Alright, on now to Monday Night Raw. Raw's guest host this last time was the Osbournes, Ozzy and Sharon. Good choice, Mr. McMahon, good choice. Alright, and The Miz started out the show crying and whining and moaning, blah, 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 about his loss last week to Evan Bourne by countout. So, Ozzy decides to make this match. It will be The Miz versus Evan Bourne for the United States title, the first match out of the box. So, in which The Miz does defeat Evan Bourne for the title and retains his title. And later on, joining the festivities that evening would have been The Big Show and Chris Jericho and DX, all getting in the intermix of this stuff. DX getting in Ozzy's head, Big Show getting in Ozzy's head, and finally ends up making a match, Cena versus Orton. No, I don't think that was right. It was, I don't remember what the match was, but it ended up being a six-man tag, Legacy and somebody, can't remember, versus MVP, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, and John Cena, in which Cena and the MVP and Mark Henry were victorious. Also later on in the evening, we got a big chuckle as Raw did a parody of a show that Sharon is a judge on, America's Got Talent. It was called, of course, Raw's Got Talent. And we had some really sad talent on there, as Santino Marella was the first contestant to come dressed sort of like Ozzy, and said he was going to bite the head off of a bat. I think Ozzy's trying to forget that moment in his life, but he pulls out a plastic figure of Batman and bites the head off of that. Not good, folks, not good. He got buzzed. The next contestant was the masterpiece Chris Masters, flexing his titties to one of Ozzy's song. Sharon said, "Woohoo, nice job." I don't even really think they had a winner. And then the last contestant was Jillian Hall and Chavo Guerrero singing, if you want to call it that. And they got buzzed nonetheless. Get this, Khali was a special judge on that, on with Ozzy and Sharon. They make their way to the ring and start pointing their finger and screaming at Sharon. Sharon calls Jillian a cow and slaps her in the face. Then Chavo gets in her face and Khali stands up, mind you, and chop right on Chavo's head. Down he goes. That I was laughing so hard, it was just unreal. It was just unreal, folks. And on to more wrestling news. In an ECW, Christian started the show wanting Regal's hide, and I really don't blame him, folks. I really don't. Tiffany comes out and tries to calm Christian down. That doesn't work. He still wants Regal in an ECW title match, and I don't blame him at all there, folks. Not at all. And then Regal and company comes out and says it'll only be on his terms, which will be next week in Regal's home country of England. Matter of fact, it's going to be in Sheffield, England next week. So, and then Tiffany makes the comment that Kozlov and Ezekiel Jackson are barred from ringside. So it'll be an equal fight. We'll have to see. And later on that evening, it was the main event. ECW outshined everybody this week. The main event was Christian and Yoshitatsu taking on Kozlov and Jackson in which Tatsu and Christian defeated Ezekiel Jackson, Vladimir Kozlov. And then Regal jumps in and they jump Christian and Tatsu. And then Christian's up outside the ring in the Regal stretch, and that's where it went off, folks. ECW again outshined every brand this week, I think. Every brand. Way to go, ECW. Also, there's a new star in ECW Horizon. It's Vance. I can't remember what the last name was, but I am relatively sure this is former TNA star Lance Hoyt, and he is actually from Dallas, Texas. Yay, go Texas! Yay. I'm from Texas too, so okay. Now then, we're going to go on to TNA notes. TNA notes. It is still really unclear as to Hogan's role in the TNA family. But over the weeks to come, where maybe we'll find out. Maybe even find out at Turning Point, which is the next pay-per-view. We'll see. I have a good authority that Hogan's book states that he is being sued for more money than he's made. So I'm guessing he's a desperate man for money. I don't know if it's his ex-wife that's suing him or Linda or not. Alright, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. And Desmond Wolf's real name is Nigel McGuinness and was the longest running champion in the indie promotion Ring of Honor. I also have that on good authority as well. I have my sources, and that's one of my sources that tells me this. Alright, now then we're going to go on to more TNA action. Desmond Wolf completely destroyed Cody Deaner in one contest. Completely destroyed him, folks. And then Rhino is still trying to plant the seed of doubt in Team 3D's mind that they're trying to shove the old-timers out and just have focus on the younger generation. I don't think that's the case, folks. And I still don't know who's jumping AJ Styles from behind. We'll have to wait and see on that one. He jumped him again. Everybody thought it was Daniels. Samoa Joe was pointing the finger at Daniels. And Daniels was in the ring when AJ Styles got jumped again. But this guy is wearing a mask and totally black. And I don't know who he is. Maybe we'll find out at Turning Point who this person is. I don't think it's Desmond Wolf, because it's not as big. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, on now to TNA pay-per-view news. It will be a three-way match for the TNA title. It will be AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Daniels. In that match, I'm predicting that AJ Styles somehow will retain his TNA title. We'll see. Also, for the TNA Tag Team titles, it'll be the Motor City Machine Guns, who won that right in an Ultimate X match. They will face the British Invasion. I really think that the British Invasion will lose. The Motor City Machine Guns will regain the tag team titles, which they've held before. Also, in a 6-lady match for the Knockout Singles and the Knockout Tag Team titles, it will be ODB versus Sarita and Taylor Wilde, and they will take on the Beautiful People, including Lacey Von Erich. Okay, there will be Desmond Wolf taking on Kurt Angle. Angle says it's going to take more than a clothesline to put him out, and I think he's right. Okay, in another match, a grudge match, will be Bobby Lashley taking on Scott Steiner. In the past few weeks, Scott Steiner's been making advances to Lashley's wife, Crystal. I don't think that's very appropriate, folks, even in the sport of wrestling. Not good. I really hope Lashley wins this one and takes Scott Steiner completely out of the picture. Oh, in the Desmond Wolf Kurt Angle match, I think Angle will be victorious in that. Also, another match will be in the 6 Sides of Steel. Maybe we'll settle this once and for all. It will be Awesome Kong taking on Tara. I wouldn't want to be the referee's shoes in that particular match at all, folks. Alright, now on to Friday Night SmackDown, which was a poor-ass excuse for a card. It really was. Terrible. The only thing I'm going to focus on SmackDown was a match that was really, really good for me. CM Punk took on R-Truth. And get this, folks, the referee in that match was Scott Armstrong, in which CM Punk defeated in the match last week. All through the match, Punk was complaining that